Welcome back to another Jazz basketball breakdown. By myself tonight. Don't know what happened to Sean. Hope he's still with the living. I, he texted me he was going to be late and that I could start it and watch it with my dad. And Sean just never showed up. And what a game for him to miss. Because let's talk about it. We lost by 140 to 137 to the Golden State Warriors. We've talked about this a lot. I don't care that we lost this game. I'm fine with it. We're not necessarily looking for wins this season. What a game by freaking Keyonte George. We got to start with Keyonte George. Ties the rookie record for threes, and he tried to break it, and he was just, you could tell, dude was exhausted. He had no legs down the stretch of that game and couldn't get the last couple threes. I think he missed 3 or 4 that he shot down the stretch that he just couldn't get to fall. And it was one of those things where it's like, I don't care if we lose, man. Just keep shooting. Let's go break that record. And what a fun game. Fun comeback, I guess. The second half was really fun. First half, not so much. But, man, Keyonte showed a lot tonight. And this is kind of what we've talked about on the show is we're not looking for, greatness immediately from Keyonte. We're looking for from any of these rookies. We're looking for growth from them. And tonight, Keyonte, it was pretty great, right? He showed what kind of shooting ability he has the potential to have. But not just that. He had 6 assists, I believe, tonight on top of it. And there's a lot of times where even during, he took a couple heat checks and a couple bad heat checks. I'll 100% give you that. But several times throughout the game where he's on fire, he's having a career night, historic night, where he still passes up the shot and looks for the better play. And Larry Markkinen for 45 minutes couldn't hit the broadside of a barn tonight. You're going to have nights like that. But Keyonte still continually tried to set him up and get him up into good positions to get him going. That is uncommon for rookies, whether guards, wings, whatever. But especially a guy like Keyonte who really, at Baylor in college, he basically played the 3 for them because they had other guards. And so really hasn't had a whole lot of opportunity to play the point guard, but it's potential we saw in him. And his natural ability of knowing how to set players up is something that I think is super unique and something that he can really grow off of, and makes it exciting because is he somebody that can run an offense? Is he somebody who can be your go-to guy, primary ball handler, number one, not necessarily option, but number one ball handler to create the offense for other players? And games like this shows that he has the potential for it. Will he get there and consistently be able to do that? We don't know yet. But it makes games like tonight super, super fun to watch. And I hated that he ended up being the one that took the foul at the end because it's his final foul. But we had to commit the foul immediately to even have a chance, right? And so you kind of live with that and love his performance. He sets up Markkinen for a great shot at the end of the game, which a lot of people in his position, rookies, non-rookies, veterans, whatever, he's having a career night. A lot of players would have just taken the shot themselves. Even when he drove and got a little contact, he would have just taken the shot. He drives and he ends up kicking it to Markkinen and he gets a really good look. And it doesn't fall, and necessarily not the best shot strictly because Markkinen is not shooting well, but it's still Larry Markkinen who shoots 40% from 3 and is a guy that we trust to be, to put the ball in the basket. And he made a couple big shots down the stretch for us. And so I'm not upset with that shot at all, and love seeing Keyonte still being able to create in that moment. But man, what a fun game. These are the moments we're looking for the moments we want to see. I can't talk about that huge fourth quarter comeback and not talk about, you guys who've watched it for a long time, know my opinion on Clarkson. I can't talk about the play that he made with like 30 seconds left, maybe a little more, but was such a freaking incredible play by Jordan Clarkson. We missed the shot. He runs up and he doesn't just get the rebound. He turns and taps it to John Collins for an easy layup to, I believe, put us within one on that. It was our last possession before Markkanen missed that three. And what a freaking play and by Jordan Clarkson in that moment, and gave us a chance to win that game and be in that game right there. That awesome play. The whole down the stretch by everyone. I thought everyone made big plays. A lot of the talk's going to be John Collins throwing the ball away at the end. John Collins, defensively, I have a lot of questions. He's not a good defender, but he made a lot of big-time plays tonight and physical plays tonight where Kessler kind of struggled tonight. Collins and Markkanen really did well on the boards, but Collins, even that rebound that he pulls, super, super strong rebound, and he pulls it, tries to kick it out, and he just misses it. But we shouldn't have even had a chance to be able to have a chance to kick it out because it was like 1-on-4 when he got the rebound. So, people are going to rip into him for that. The dude's working his ass off and gave us and tried to even just give us a chance. And I'm never going to be upset about that. We talked a little bit about, obviously, Lauri Markkanen shooting tonight. It was funny to me. Been begging for us to give Markkanen a crap ton of shots and just continually feed him. I'm a little confused why we chose tonight because he, like I said, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and he was missing layups. It was not his night. He horrible slump tonight, and in past few nights he's kind of been in a slump shooting wise. But I just thought it was kind of funny that we continually went back to Markkanen in a game where we have a couple guys going off, and it just wasn't his night, right? And those nights happen, and that's okay. That's cool. We need other players to be able to step up on those nights to keep us in games, and Sexton and Keyonte George did that for us tonight. I like that Markkanen stayed aggressive. I like that he continually attacked the rebounds and everything like that. I am not in love with this lineup that we close the first half and second half with right now. I understand more in the second half of this game because everyone was kind of rolling, right? You couldn't really take out any of the guys. First half, man, that felt like that lineup just got ripped to shreds. And a big thing is Lauri Markkanen can't be the best defender on the court for long stretches. He as rotations come through, if it's a minute or two, whatever, but we can't go through a long stretch and Lauri Markkanen be the best defender on the court, because as a secondary defender, he's not bad, and he's big and athletic, but he's not like a dominant defensive player. We can't go 5-6 minutes of him being, even 4 minutes of him closing halves, being the best player so that we can have, the 5 best offensive players on the court. You got to sacrifice something in that. And if you sacrifice defenses, you're going to have second quarters like we had where they scored 50 freaking points, 48 points. And that's just horrible. And I get Klay Thompson was old Klay Thompson and hit super, super tough shots. Still, you need to have somebody on the court to be able to help affect that. It's kind of, I guess, I don't know, my 2 cents with that. Really good moments from Taylor Hendricks tonight. You can still see he's a little got those jitters. He loses his feet from time to time. Kind of has that stutter steps as he stumbles every once in a while. That of just the confidence not fully there. But had a lot of really good moments as well. He had a couple really, really strong rebounds tonight. where there was a couple times where it was just like they got offensive rebound, offensive rebound, offensive rebound, and then he just like leaps up over everyone and rips down the rebound. And those are things that Taylor Hendricks is going to be really good at for us. He made a couple good plays on offense as well. A couple really nice plays on defense. Hustles back several times to come back and make a play on fast breaks for the Warriors. Awesome to see, where he's someone that we're going to have to rely on for that. He hit a super tough jumper tonight as he's stepping into the corner three, fading backwards catch, almost, for you guys, the similar to kind of the Ray Allen Heat Finals three. That stepping, running backwards catch and shoot esque. It obviously wasn't to the extreme level of Ray Allen's, but same idea. Super difficult shot to hit. Incredibly difficult shot for even the best shooters in the world to make. And seeing Taylor Hendricks knock that down was really good to see. And so a couple flashes from him, and that's what we're looking for Taylor Hendricks for the rest of the season, is continue to see those things. He played good minutes tonight when he was on the court. Our bench struggled as a whole, plus minus wise, but we're just looking for those flashes right now and the continued development. And like I said last night, Will Hardy and Taylor Hendricks have both mentioned that they understand that he has a long ways to go. The potential's there, but he has a long ways to go. Being willing to work with that and understanding that is a huge step in the right direction. And then now we're starting to see the progression. And so I'm super excited to see how he looks at the end of the year compared to right now, just to see the type of growth that we can hopefully get from him. Excited to see what we see out of Keyonte as we continue to let him run. And actually, I was going to mention, that might be why Marketing got more shots. My dad even mentioned it. Marketing got more kind of, looks tonight. A big part of that because Keyonte George ran a lot of the offense tonight. So Colin Sexton obviously also had a huge night. He shot super efficiently. He was getting to the free throw line consistently. Had a lot of assists. He still had a lot of moments, kind of head down stuff, but you score 30 some odd points on efficient nights. It's hard to argue with it, right? I get that. And so really fun, intense night out of Colin Sexton. It's a play style and a type of player that I think is fantastic as a six man and have that ability. I like the future that we could have with Colin Sexton in a six man role. And so it's really fun to see outbursts like this from him tonight. And just pop off, especially when Marketing is not hitting his shot. Clarkson was not hitting his shot. A lot of guys kind of struggle with their shots tonight. And so really good to see Sexton have more of an efficient night and still move the ball. I'd still like to see him get back a little bit more into really looking to create offense for others. But he's, I guess, playing the two. So, I think he had 7 assists, maybe more tonight. So, really not much to complain about that kind of game. So I get that. The last thing I want to talk about was Chris Dunn. Will Hardy talked about Chris Dunn is somebody they want to use in the Kelly Olynyk-like role, where we played a lot of the offense and a lot of the bench rotation through Kelly Olynyk and in the high post, above the break, where he would almost post up and then the offense would run through him. We saw that a couple times with Chris Dunn tonight, and it's something they've talked about they want to continue to do, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the game that we could even expand on of Chris Dunn and continue to expand his game and add these things to a game and show his versatility on this team. Fantastic. And what a luxury to have this guy as a role player, for seasons to come. So I hope we develop this even more and sign him long-term at the end of the year. He has mentioned that he's excited for this prospect of being able to do this because he gets a chance to show his versatility and what he can really bring to the team. And so I think he would have ran more of that tonight if Keyonte George and Colin Sexton don't have the games they have. I think that was a huge part of it because the ball had to be in their hands, right? Because of the way they were playing. Overall, some really good signs. We are a really bad defensive team. I don't think that's going to get fixed this season unless Taylor Hendricks really, really comes on strong. And so that's something we really need to look into in the future. Going into the next couple of years is how to be a better defensive team and to not give up so many open looks. The amount of times, I get it, it's Draymond Green. He's shooting 41% from the three this year. I know that's not normal Draymond Green numbers, but we're at the All-Star break and he's shooting 41% on 3-pointers a game. You can't just stand in the key and let him shoot wide open threes. And we did that continuously. John Collins was guarding him the most in doing that. He's so deep on that, it feels like a coached thing. But either way, whether it's coached or John Collins playing it that way, you have to kind of get up into him to start. Once he misses a couple shots, then you can kind of sag off a little bit more. But these are NBA players, and a guy who's shooting 41% from three, no matter what his career numbers are, if he's through 40-plus games on the season shooting those kind of numbers on 3-pointers attempted a game, you cannot just stand that far deep. This is also a team that runs a lot of motion through him with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and running screens and circling them and stuff like that. It just kind of leaves our guards out to die in those motions. And so I don't know what the answer is there. So obviously why I'm not an NBA coach, but we got to try other things. I'd like to see us attack defense differently and try things throughout the year and hopefully improve. And then depending on players' development or bringing in new players in the offseason, continue to get better at that. But obviously last game before the All-Star break, Larry Markkinen is going to be in the 3-point contest. George and Kessler are going to be in the Rising Stars game. So got a few fun things to watch over the weekend. I will be gone most of the weekend. So I don't know how much of it I'm going to catch. So let me know in the comments how these things are going. If you guys are still continuing to watch at this point, like, subscribe, please. You know, the comments have been so freaking fun in the comment section and everything like that. And hopefully Sean will be back for the next video. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Thanks, guys.